It sounds like what we'll be playing in like the screen where you select which character you want to play in a 3D fighting game.
Tasteless, who's that?
In the bottom, center starting location. The Game Genie Terran up 1 game. Can he win the second game, or will we go to game number 3?
I am MVP.
MVP. There he is. The most powerful nerd in the world. Now to the center right starting location. We have, oddly to say, as good as he is, the underdog here.
Tail Bomber.
There he is. I can't even do this seriously.
All right, so Tasteless, here's your question.
All right, go.
If you could either never again go on the internet or never again travel, which would you do?
Oh my God,
What a
that
question.
is actually terrible.
Yeah, you wanted a question. There you go, Tasteless.
I don't know, man.
No, you have to know.
I
Answer.
no, I just can't answer.
That's right.
I would kill myself.
That's right.
I have no idea. I actually can't do that. I hate questions like that. It's like, would you rather lose an eyeball, you know,
Or
an arm or something?
an eyeball. See, this is easy. I can answer these.
Actually, I think you're right. I think I'd rather lose an eyeball than an arm.
Of course.
I'd have my nerd glass eyeball. I'd pop it out at parties. Everybody would sort of laugh. But
I'd bring
actually, it's
about,
just really weird.
Bring around a laser pointer or something. One of those just machines that tell me how far away things are. So I
Here's the thing
always
about
have my
having a
depth
glass
perception
eye.
still.
All right, let's just cut right to the chase. Is
Okay.
that if you're in an airport bathroom, you can take your glass out, and while you're on the toilet, you can roll it. You can roll your eyeball through there.
and you're
going
gonna
to
put that back in your head socket.
Well, no, you clean it.
I don't think there's soap
Stay
clean
with me.
enough
This
in the
idea
world.
is so funny.
Okay.
It's from rolling your glass eye. It's just like, ah! And I'm like, I see you. Like, I'm like,
It like stops and looks straight up at them.
yeah, man.
If I had a glass eye, I think it would be a baneling.
Oh, dude. A baneling glass
I like
eye.
take out and throw it at someone, it explodes and deals a bunch of explosive damage.
All right. So Bomber was actually the one who went for Quick Command Center, and looks like he's going to be doing some kind of Marine play, getting these barracks out right away.
MVP looks like he's going for a Banshee build here.
Dude, Monaco Chameleon, man.
Yeah.
It's like so funny.
Well, he's Monaco Chameleon Tasteless. He's like, he's not royalty, but he would like hang out with like low royalty. Like a duke of some place that doesn't matter. Like duke of some tower out in the woods.
Yeah. That's actually what he would do,
Yeah.
man.
That's like his friend that he named.
He like looks down on poor people, but he's like actually like not that loaded.
He's very middle class.
All right, here we go. Does he get it? Did he know?
I think he knows.
No, he didn't know. He didn't see it.
Well, he didn't see it, but I think he knows. You know, Bomber loves this. He's already got that many Marines. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know. But we are going to have what looks like Cloak Banshee coming at him. There you go. Cloak immediately starting. And this could be a good build against what we've had Bomber do here. Bomber's gassed a little bit late. He's not going to have stim anytime during this rush. Or rather, this Banshee harassment.
I hope Bomber can do a better job than he did in that last game, because the last game was actually just sort of sad. You know what I mean?
Well,
it was just like, well, it looks like he's out of position, and he's sort of like running around, not doing anything.
Well, that's the thing, man. I mean, Bomber sometimes gets in his head to go Marine Marauder. And, like, for some reason, he just... I don't know. A lot of these Startail guys, man, they seem stuck in their ways. Bomber continues to think he can go Marine Marauder against top-tier pros, and Jelizer continues to think his
Zerg is good.
yeah, and it's like, well, you guys need to actually reformulate some of your strategies here. That's all.
All right, Bomber has a good number of Marines, and should be okay with scans. But Cloak is going to finish soon. We'll have to really see. You never know what's going to happen until you see them control a
Preemptive
Banshee.
turrets, beautifully done by Bomber. He knows exactly what's going on, man. Preemptive turrets are the man.
Uh-oh.
And I don't know how much damage this is actually going to do. Looks like probably none. He's killed an SCV and maybe a few Marines here, but I mean, with all those turrets up, he has turrets at his main and expansion. That's bad news for a Cloak Banshee rush. You know, the supply of Bomber right now is actually getting out of control. 51 to 39 already.
All right, he did force him to burn a scan. You can see he's trying to bait the Marines into moving in again as the scan fades.
Blue Flame Hellion is on the way for MVP.
Oh! God, that thing died really fast. All right,
Yeah.
second Banshee in here. He's almost at a time. Pretty soon he's gonna
No
have enough
scans
Marines.
left, so he can still do some pretty good harassment. Marines do have to run away.
You know, I don't know if Bomber's making the right choice moving out right now. He might have some sick timing, though, where he just like goes in there like right as...
Yeah, this is actually pretty scary, man. He's going to have combat shield when he hits, and MVP is making one factory Blue Flame Hellions. There's a few Marines sitting around. But wait a minute. Oh, he has another Banshee popping out. So with that Banshee, as long as he goes straight for the Marines, we do not have a scan quite yet. We will, though. We'll scan very shortly here. Whoa, that was a funny place to choose to stand. Oh, man.
I cannot even believe that didn't die.
I can't believe it almost did that. All right, so this Cloaked Banshee is going to uncloak pretty quickly here. Few Blue Flame Hellions. Looks like those Marines are going to choose a better part of Valor and retreat. Meanwhile, MVP going for mech once again. Because he is so smart and so good that he realizes that -5 damage of Blue Flame Hellion does not actually invalidate mech being the best strategy.
I hate when people talk like that.
Everyone's been saying it, and we've seen so much more Marine tank, but you know what?
I'm so sick of people, whenever like a patch comes out, people have to talk in absolutes. It's like, oh my god, are you seriously?
And the Blue Flame Hellions with -5 damage Blue Flame still cleaning up against the combat shield pretty well. The Marines on fire don't think that Blue Flame's any worse, I tell you that.
Yeah, man. All right, MVP with his expansion up. Pretty fresh expansion. Once again, MVP going to go for mech. It's pretty ripe.
It's pretty fresh expansion right there, man.
It's new. It still has that new expansion smell.
I tell you what, man. It got into one little fight. His mom got scared, man. Made a new expansion. Down in Bel Air.
Oh, he's going to get this before Stim finishes.
Oh,
Where are the Marines? Where are the Marines? Where are the Marines? Oh, that actually really screws stuff up for Bomber, because stimming with Marines and Marauders is really like the... Yeah, that's the...
Well, if they aren't stim, they're actually like,
they're just
getting out micron by so many times.
Yeah.
And, well, a little bit of damage will be done. That turret doing a great job against the medevac. Looks like he's just going to suicide these Blue Flames.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get that medevac back in there with the turrets and everything.
Now we're going to watch a Marauder versus a Hellion, one of the most painful fights in the game.
It's so true. It takes them like so long to kill each other.
You know what it's like? It's like a guy in a wheelchair trying to fight off a bear with nothing but a popsicle stick.
Oh, wow.
That is what a Hellion against a Marauder is.
That is actually the saddest story I've ever heard.
It's like playing Terran in StarCraft 1, man. It's like a completely uphill, unwinnable battle. So these Cloaked Banshees doing insane amounts of damage. A Raven even on the way for MVP. He's looking so strong right now. Bomber's supply 72 against 88 of MVP.
All right, he's continuing to do a lot of damage here. You know, here's the problem: is Bomber's been hit so many times in this game. And look at this; he's like having to move SCVs, move his Marines and Marauders.
Yeah.
And MVP is definitely wearing the pants in this matchup.
7 SCVs on that Geyser. That's pretty painful. Killing those SCVs would actually help Bomber at this point. Bomber just losing so much. MVP looks determined to be the first to 4 championships.
Yeah.
Of course, Nesty will have something to say about that, but I mean, MVP is already looking completely unbeatable. This is like insane.
I know, like, I can't believe I'm watching Bomber. This looks like one of those Code A games where it's like MVP is actually like
Bomber
ripping
keeps
everybody.
choosing these strategies that actually just aren't that good. It's like, yeah, Bomber, you're going to beat your practice partners with this, but this is MVP. He's like a little bit better than you, so you got to choose your strategies wisely.
He's like 15-20% better than you, man.
Yeah, and that's like, I mean, I don't know what to say, man, aside from what I've said. 22 and 8 kills on those Banshees. That's 30 altogether, Tasus.
That is quite a bit.
Third base is up for Bomber, though. MVP going to have his third base up in just a second here. Just a moam.
What kind of alcohol does Monocle Chameleon drink?
Bourbon.
Oh, my God.
It's like so obvious. What do you
So
ask?
obvious. All right. And the medevac now moving out again here. Oh, he's not going to get... Oh, he actually got that one Hellion out.
Leave it to me.
Is it... Leave it to me. And then, like, the Marauders just kill him. They're like, no, leave it to me.
Leave it to us. Well, right now, Bomber has some loose map control with his Marines and Marauders out with Stim. You know, it's... Huh?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You go ahead. It's like a politeness battle here. I'm like, no, you go. I want to point out to you guys something really important that Bomber's doing that a lot of these players aren't doing. Notice how Bomber's been turtling the entire time. That's how you mech. It's not the same as Marines and Marauders. Marines and Marauders, what they are good for is controlling the map early on. It's really easy to dominate the map. The problem, but with mech, I mean, the units are so fragile early on. You need to sit back until you have so much of them that everything that gets near it gets destroyed. And if you guys at home want to start meching, you need to get comfortable turtling.
Yeah. You know, just harassments. Blue Flame Hellion drops, Blue Flame Hellion run-bys, some Banshees here and there. That type of stuff's great. Now, MVP, unsieging his tanks, because he does have a Raven out with full energy. Or
It's
almost
time,
full energy.
Artosis.
Yeah, he's going to move forward.
He's at 163 supply.
Now, looks like he feels he's so far ahead that he can actually start moving forward here.
And look, Bomber's not entirely sure.
This
MVP.
is Bomber's one chance. He is maxed out. And here we go. Point defense drones are going to have to go down. And Bomber might be able to crack through this. We will see in a moment.
You know, it's tough to tell, actually.
And it looks like Bomber will.
He will.
But, you know, I'm actually completely surprised MVP did that. You know.
Actually, he actually killed
Wow.
that. What?
Oh, he stopped it, but he lost all the expensive important units, and now Bomber's up in
he
supply.
has to reset with his siege tanks.
Yeah. Now, what's one thing I always say about going mech against Marine Marauder? You sit on 3 base and you wait till you're maxed.
Yeah. I saw him pushing at 163 supply, and I'm like, oh, Bomber knows something. I mean, MVP knows something I don't. And
well, if you have like 3 Ravens, you can throw out so many point defense drones that you can actually hold in a situation like that, but he only had 1. So it was just a huge blunder by MVP, and normally he does wait till he's maxed on 3 bases, or he has a ton of Ravens.
well, he was slapping Bomber around a lot in that game. I think he's like, oh, no, I can actually just go out there.
Yeah. So he's made a huge mistake, and now Bomber is actually ahead. Bomber's in a good position here, and in fact, if Bomber throws up some more factories right now, switches over to pretty heavy siege tank, this can start going in his favor quite a bit.
All right, well, here's the thing. Bomber's now got position.
Yeah.
MVP screwed up.
Siege tanks set up at this point.
I think actually Bomber's going to win this game now.
Yeah, he may very well do that. And, you know, it's too bad that MVP made such a blunder there. That's like... I don't know, man.
Well, MVP like came walking out of his base. He was sea-walking out of his base.
Yeah.
And Bomber actually just like hit him on the head with a giant hammer. He actually threw a hammer at him.
There's only a few rules about mech tasteless. Just a few. I outline them every time we see mech. It's like,
And you're right, Artosis. You are the man.
Well, Bomber just going to continue getting his macro going insanely. And his light contain is going to be so hard to deal with. You know, MVP's going to have an unbelievable amount of siege tanks. Realistically, he should just max again. Looks like he's starting to push out a little bit slowly. He's at 163. That's what he was at when he lost his whole army before. But he needs to max again and be very careful about pushing out, because against the siege tank line, as you're moving up to siege them with your siege tanks, Marine Marauder stims and runs in, and it's like game over.
Yeah, and of course you have to move in
so careful.
Yeah, a certain distance so that you're going to head enough with their siege tanks to make a difference.
Oh my God, MVP, what are you doing?
He's going to try to move out again.
He just moved a bunch of siege tanks into the siege line there, Bomber. All right, so MVP needs 30 more supply to max out. He's actually only sitting on 3 facts.
Can I just point out, he has done such an incredibly good job with the Vikings sniping medevacs in both these games. I've never seen anybody do this, but this is clearly something you're just supposed to do.
Yeah. Bomber is doing a great job expanding right now, adding so many more barracks. He's just going to remax in seconds in anything he loses, which is great. He's got himself into a great position to break through MVP's single blunder there.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
I don't know if this is a good idea.
Up. MVP does not siege, and it looks like his army here will fall.
No, actually, no, I think Bomber's actually going to lose.
Is he barely just going to...
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's fine, though, because Bomber just instantly can remake everything.
There's an interesting approach there for him to actually run into that. I'm actually like a little bit surprised.
I think it's actually pretty smart.
Think so?
Because he has so many barracks right now. He's making 8 Marines and 7 Marauders at a time with 4 more barracks almost done. So if he just keeps throwing
he's sending all of his SCDs. He's sending all of his SCDs. He's actually all like basically all in right now.
He's pretty much given up at this point.
Let's see if this works, though.
Even the Vikings right now just acting as a buffer, sieging up now.
How many SCDs does he have mining at home?
Well, he's low on a lot of bases, so he might just be using mules back there. Not a whole ton, though. His third base is well saturated.
Oh, nice. He's got this Banshee over here doing more damage in that region. And frankly, I think he needs to actually go up the ramp as soon as possible to start destroying all these units as they become rallied out. Is that Banshee killed off that was harassing?
Yeah, it was. Okay. They only got a few kills, but it was a really smart Banshee, all right. Well, he is in a very good position right now at the bottom of that ramp. It's going to be very hard for Bomber to actually get down there.
Is this going to work for MVP? I'm actually like, I know it's like a really exciting moment, but I'm actually just like, I'm trying to like, I'm either about to learn something or
well,
I don't know.
MVP is actually showing off right now just how much better Mech is than Green Marauder, because even after losing his entire army and Bomber macroing like a fiend and taking the map, he's still pushing right through and doing a good job of it. And it's hard to say who's going to win. MVP
yeah, this is actually pretty tough. He put a planetary at his 4th base. That's always what you want to do if you're dealing with a lot of Marine Marauder.
Yeah, it's going to help him out, perhaps, in the long run. And Bomber is kind of like split up right now. He's not so happy anymore.
Well, I think Bomber's about as surprised as we all are when he's starting to move out. Okay, he needs to land those Vikings ASAP.
Really does. And in fact, taking out that medevac first. MVP almost has enough to just kill this. Almost.
Sometimes I watch these battles and I'm like, oh, there's stuff underneath the Vikings. Okay. Wow, that's actually how good Marauders are. Okay, interesting. Now he moves
I like the
back.
turnaround. I like that.
I'm really intrigued by this.
Can't leave that out there all day. You know, it's going to get flanked eventually and killed off. So bring it home. You know, you just evened up the game after your blunders. So that's, I mean, what more can you ask for? The game is evened up. Now, go and try to macro back up and push back out. Bomber, though, he's taking more and more bases. He's doing a really good job of coming back here.
Occasionally you get in games where it's actually like one guy's like on the run. He's like, his old bases are being stamped out, but his new ones
whoa, look at this.
Is this actually going to work?
I don't think so.
I think actually this is a huge mistake by Bomber. I think Bomber is really uncomfortable with the situation. Again, this is stuff that just does not really happen, guys. You don't normally get to games like this.
Yeah, it's a strange game, but you know what? He's doing it actually kind of coolly in some ways. Siege Shanks get exponentially more powerful. You know, the more you have, the more slaughtered your opponent's army is going to be. So before it hits numbers that he can never even think about attacking,
just whittling it down.
He's attacking, yeah. He's saying, you know what? I have, you know, a decent income. I'm going to take out as many of your units as often as possible and try to win a war of attrition like that because I have more mining bases. Which is kind of true, kind of not.
I don't know. This game is actually one of the most educational TBTs I've ever seen. I am so surprised. Again, I'm sorry I'm repeating myself, everybody, but I'm just so surprised that he just moved out. He's like, all right, I think there's actually a small window of time where I can actually destroy your bases at home, and then just move back.
It was a very good move.
He's like, I'm not going to bring all my SCVs. I'm going to bring like all that are at one expansion. I don't know. I'm just really intrigued.
Yeah, it's a different game. All right, so the spy's very, very even, but MVP has to start thinking, where's my next base? Because I don't see him from what he has right now making a full He can max off of it because he still has minerals at his natural and third base. He can max off of it, but he needs to get another base. He needs a 5th.
Yeah. And the question is, where do you go from here? I mean,
it's a hard choice because you're going to be spread pretty thin, so he's going to have to wait till he has more supply to even take it. And he'll probably just float a command center over there at that point. It's probably his main.
And I love how MVP's just harassing everywhere, doing just damage in all these different locations. It's like, all right, just hit these SCVs, make him stim, make him stop mining. It's beautiful.
Yeah, little tiny things like this in really weird scenario games like this are going to make a huge difference in the end. I mean, this is a game that is very hard to predict exactly how it'll go. So killing off just a few extra things, making him use up that medevac energy a little bit, you never know where it's going to pay off.
All right, well, Bomber's still with map dominance, but he is catching up in Marauders. He's sort of stuck going for Marine Marauder. He can't make a bunch of factories now and switch.
Yeah,
so he's going to have to make this work.
He actually has to stay on Marine Marauders.
An MVP, I can almost guarantee you, is going to wait until he's completely maxed out.
We have a 16-kill Banshee.
Oh, I missed that one.
Totally sick. Cloaking it up. These Banshees just worth so much all game long. Look at that. 101 workers killed by MVP, 30 killed by Bomber.
My God.
That's pretty insane, actually. 101.
More Banshees getting together now. Looks like MVP might want to move out. If you can hit that base that's on the left side in the center of the map.
And MVP's army is now getting fearsome enough again that it's time to take that extra base. He's made the command center. He's floating it over. He's spreading out a bit more. He has a good number of tanks once again. He's up at 17. And he's maxing out. So there you go. He's going to max out before Bomber again. And once again, it looks like MVP will take this despite breaking the #1 rule of mech, trying to move out when you're not ready.
Look at that defense with the Vikings. He's got them spread out all across the
really
space area so that way, since he's not using them now, he says, all right, I'm going to...
It's not just that. He's got a missile turret ring as well.
He is completely ready.
Yeah, this is not going to do anything to Aces. This is actually going to be embarrassing. Bomber's face is about to turn red, man.
He's going to have angry nerd ears. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, and they're going to go for the turrets. Not a good choice. Uh-oh.
All right, here come the Vikings now. Oh,
and
my God. If these Vikings
down.
actually get over there.
Oh, man. More and more Vikings coming in.
Wow. Yep, that's exactly what you want to do there. Land those Vikings.
Vikings with +3 Marauders. He's like, no, thank you. Let the Banshees finish this. A bunch of Banshees out right now.
Okay. Instant counterattack over here to the freshest expansion here for MVP.
Yeah, nice move by Bomber.
Not clear how far.
A lot of tanks.
Not clear how far Bomber's willing to go down that. Now he does turn around. It was a success. He killed off that command center.
And 130 supply against 170. MVP still in the lead there. Can easily float his main command out to expand. I think he's forgotten that he can do that, in fact.
Yeah, okay. Now it's MVP's turn. He's moving out.
He's decided that he does have enough, and I think he's actually right this time. 177, 149.
I think this might actually be GG here. We'll see, though. I mean, that's actually a pretty sizable, almost perfect mech army. The right number of Hellions, the right number of Banshees, the right number of Vikings, the right number of siege tanks.
Yeah, it's pretty frightening, man. Not much Bomber can do. Lifts that right off. Rightfully so. His production facilities are going to be under siege in just a moment. We'll see him do a huge flank, which will be cleaned up, and then a GG.
All right. Looks like MVP actually did it, guys. He actually managed to come back from that complete positional advantage there from Bomb. And I am stunned.
Well, he's godly, man. Here we go. Simmon running in now. But the other side's flank can't even come because there's just too much up there. The Banshees being worth just so much in this situation. And
GG.
A 2-0. And MVP truly showed Any doubters out there that was like, well, -5 damage on Blue Flame Hellion is definitely going.
It anymore.
Bionic is definitely coming back. No, it's not actually. MVP just showed you why.
It's not fair. You ruined the game, David Kim.
No, man, it is still a useful Hellion. Right?
Oh, it's more than useful. So Bomber is out, unfortunately. Such a great player. He's so easily a player that deserves to be in the finals.
It's
not being able to
not
make it.
shocking, but it's just the nature of our tournament.
MVP is the best Terran in the world. There's just no question. He's so good.
And there is the MVP coach wearing a pink sweater.
He loves pink sweaters, actually.
Pink is one of my favorite T-shirt colors. Yeah. I can pull it off. I can pull off a pink shirt.
You can.
Because I'm a manly man.
Normally you need to be ripped, but
I'm ripped.
Yeah.
Don't tell them I'm not ripped. They can't see what I look like without my blazer on.
Yeah.
Ripped. I like put nerds in headlocks. And I squeeze them so hard their eyeballs pop out. That's what I do.
Then you got to push them back in for them?
No, they become glass eye nerds.
Glass eye nerds.
Yeah. What was that movie? There was a guy, and he had, different glass eyes. They wear, sometimes the glass eye was like a smiley face on it. Sometimes it was like an 8-ball.
I do remember this, but I don't know
and
what
I was watching, that's actually pretty badass.
I can't remember what movie it was, but yeah, I know it.
He was like an assassin or something like that, I think.
Something like that.
Something like that. That's what I do. Glass eye
someone will
fashion.
tweet it at us. I'm Artosis. He's called me tasteless.
Tweet
Say
at me.
only nice things to us.
Yeah, or I block you.
Yeah.
You don't exist anymore.
I've been blocking nerds, man. Feels so good.
Oh, it feels great.
To erase haters from my life.
Hi,
hater. I don't need to hear you.
It's like some angry guy. He's mad at me because he works at Walmart or something. He's
why are you being so biased?
You're biased, Artosis. You
I
ruined
don't know,
these
man.
sports.
No,
no,
not really, actually.
Sorry, Mommy and Daddy didn't hug you enough. All right, we're going to have a 5-minute break. But when we get back, we're going to have Nesty. Get away! So we'll see you guys soon here at the GSL.